विपदि धैर्यं तथा अद्भुते क्षमा सदसि वक्पतुटा युधि विक्रमः यशसि च अभिरतः व्यसनं श्रुतौ प्रकृति सिद्धम् इदं हि महात्मानं courage in trouble, forbearance in prosperity, eloquence in the assembly, valor in battle, eagerness in gaining fame, attention to the holy scriptures, all these are natural to great ones. Today, we celebrate the legacy of one such great soul, Shri Indravadan Ambalal Modi. Welcome, everyone, to our humble new initiative, Caddy Legacy, where we remember the medicine man of India with our esteemed leaders who were fortunate to have the opportunity to work with him. I would now like to invite our Global President HR, Mr. Samir Nagarajan, to lead the discussion. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Pooja. When the country was still struggling to find its feet just after partition in 1947, a man started on a journey with one single dream: to help India get back on her feet by making quality and affordable medicines for each and every one of her citizens. I'm honored today, on this auspicious day, to be a part of a new initiative which is a small tribute to that man, our respected founder chairman, Shri I.A. Modi. Good afternoon, colleagues. It is said that great leaders drive an organization with passion and sustain it through time by giving it a core purpose. This purpose binds an organization together. It is not only tied to the business, but it is tied to the community, the company, every employee in the company, and every person in the company. We have indeed been fortunate to have such a leader as our founder. There are those amongst us who have been even more fortunate in that they have worked closely with him in different capacities. Today we have with us some of these senior colleagues who will reminisce on their experiences with our founder chairman, and together we will remember this great visionary. It's a great privilege for me to welcome our speakers. First, Dr. Bakulesh Khamar, Executive Director R&D, Dr. J.S. Yadav, Provost and Vice Chancellor of Indushield University, Mr. Ramesh R. Choksi, Joint President Projects, Mr. Suresh Gupta, President of the Domestic Branded Business, Mr. B.V. Suresh, President External Relations, and Dr. Manjul Joshipura, Senior VP R&D, to this special session. A very warm welcome to all our speakers and to the audience. Before launching into the session proper, may I just request that those in the audience who have worked with our founder chairman and would like to share their thoughts or their recollections can please use the chat box to send in their messages. We will read some of these towards the end of this session. Now let me start with Dr. Khamar. Dr. Khamar, if you were asked to introduce Mr. I.A. Modi, how would you do so?
It's a difficult job because he was a multifaceted personality. But let me give you some glimpses of those facets. So primarily, he was a humble nationalist. He cared for the country and not for himself. So country became first, and country always had a priority. And because of his contribution, this country in those days recognized him as a Bhisma Pitamaha of Indian pharma industry, because he contributed so much selflessly that he was considered Bhisma Pitamaha. On the other front, on a Kerala side, he was a self-made successful entrepreneur who saw the opportunity where in minds of everybody none exist, and did it successfully. And during this journey, he had many challenges, But those challenges did not deter him, made him more stronger to take up more challenges. And he overcome all of them, and that's the reason we are here. As a leader, he was visionary, and I'll just give you some ideas how visionary he was. So first beginning of a Cadila and transition of the Cadila from a one or two products to what we are today. But on a national level, he was responsible for changing the Indian Patent Law 19, which is now considered known as Indian Patent Law 1970. And because of that, whole Indian pharmaceutical industry has grown and reached to a level where we have become a pharmacy to the world. If that Indian patent law was not enacted, and if we would not have been party to that law, this would not have been possible. So think like that. In 67, they met, they discussed, and ultimately in 1970 Act was formulated, because of which currently, as we speak, we have become pharmacy to the world. If he would not have done what he did at that point in time, Kerala was also very small. Country was mainly dependent on the import of the medicines, and this was done. Same way, he organized and played a key role in Indian Pharmaceutical Association to bring all together on a common platform and talk about what we can do together. Many may not know, but he gave a shape to Ahmedabad Management Association, what it is currently. He played a very key role and went from post to post, people to people, organization to organization, pleaded them that we need this, please contribute, please do something. He was, as a nationalist and as a successful entrepreneur, he believed that to bring the country forward as a nation, it is necessary that we have to have a public-private partnership. And as usual, he led by example. So if you look at the history of Kerala, we have a series of public-private partnership. Some of them are very successful, some of them are not successful. But when he entered into those partnerships, he never looked at ROI. He never looked at the profits. He never looked at, if I don't do this, my career will be better. He always did it in the national spirit. He, as a leader, always led from the front. And one of the classic example is that we had a floods in 2000, and we had an office in BD Patel. And in the flood, the BD Patel, and we used to have all the documents there, and it got flooded. He was the first one to reach there, and he was joined by the other Keralians, and they worked overnight to make sure that the documents which are flooded in the water, they reach to the safe place. He should not have done this. At that point in time, he was a chairman, successful person, and also senior citizen. He has a tremendous capacity to solve a problem. I'm sure everybody in the Kerala knows that if they are stuck somewhere, just go to him, describe your problem, and in no time you will get a solution. He will just tell you, do this, and you will be okay. He had a keen, habit of learning, always learning new things. He was always curious, and he was a good listener. He will listen to everybody, like Professor Yadav might know. He will always listen to everybody and then give his viewpoint based on the background and whatever he knows, that this is the right way to do. This is what it is. If you know this and you tell him, then you say, okay, what is the next step and how he can contribute to that. So, some of the innovative products are because of his persistence and simple motto that Indian science has to grow and we should contribute to the Indian science without looking into the profit margin. Many people may not know, but he was a good educator and he served as a syndicate member of Gujarat University for a foreseeable time. And because of his contribution as a syndicate member, pharmaceutical education of Gujarat University became the best in the country. So, I think the most important part of his life was that as a leader within Cadila was he will always identify a person to whom he can delegate the work. He would not like to do it himself. He will delegate to somebody and then support him, promote him, so that he becomes successful. And he always tried for better. He was never satisfied. I think with this, I'll end here. But if time permits, we can go on and on and on.
Wonderful pen portrait that was. And certainly at some point in the future we must continue. But let me now turn my attention to Dr. Manjul. Dr. Manjul, your thoughts about his vision and our current roadmap.
Thank you. So I think we are really fortunate to have grown and seen his legacy throughout the journey of 70 years in Cadila, and I think we all should be proud for it. We are sitting under the tree that he has sown as a champion leader, as a monumental figure in Indian pharma industry. And whatever he contributed to Indian pharma industry to develop ecosystem, not only in Gujarat, not only in Ahmedabad, but also nationally, we are bearing the fruit. So India is enjoying fruit as a world's pharmacy because of his monumental contribution in those days. And clearly now, if you look back, I'm more than convinced that he was ahead of the time. Right? So we can take pride that we were one of the first private companies in India. But one important striking feature between us and other companies is the fact that all companies are Indian generic companies, right? We were the only company. We were the only company who came out with research and innovation in pharmacy. And then this was the affordable miracle, story of affordable miracles. And we have so many of them, countless of them. Polycab, Rebiloc IV, Rizorin, Mycedex, and so on. So his vision and his passion to drive the innovation, which was not known to Indian generic companies in those days. So I'm more than convinced that he was ahead of his time, and I think in time to come, this will become clearer and clearer. But he was clearly ahead of his time. His footprint on our roadmap, current and future, is indelible. We are carrying the legacy of all what he did in driving the pharmaceutical innovation and research in India, in our company, and internationally. So I had a chance to meet so many people internationally who remembered his contribution and who had interacted with him as a genuine leader who promoted Indian science. And we are celebrating his legacy as IMECON. So we have made this legacy model by celebrating IMECON in India and internationally. So that is one important contribution, that how we shaped our roadmap and vision for future. The other contribution which will shape our roadmap and which is a lesson to every executive is the quick decision making and go by your intuitive feeling and intuitive decision making process. And I can't really resist from narrating this story whilst I was at Apollo. So I was managing Apollo Hospital back in 2009 or so, and there was a investment decision which was required, which was a fairly heavy investment considering the size of the business and the overall P&L account of the business. And my predecessor CEOs and CFOs just deferred that decision because it was not an easy decision, and it was considered to be a risky decision in cardiology business in those days. But when I was confronted with this challenge of investment decision, it was now or never sort of situation, and I was really struggling to make that call because everybody else in the past could not take the decision because the decision was considered too risky in a company which was not even breaking even that. So it was make or break kind of situation for a company, and nobody was able to take a decision as an executive senior person in the company. And when he realized, he came to me and said that, look, what is the challenge? And I tried to sort of reason with him with figures and data and Excel sheet and PowerPoint and whatever else. So he just put it aside. And he told me, what is your gut feeling? I said, we should go for it. I think it should succeed, although the return on investment can be from 1 to 5 years, but I have a fairly strong feeling that it will really help. He said, go ahead. And if you come across any challenges, just tell him that, you have my approval. So I went ahead and executed that decision. And then, as the luck would have been, in 3, 4, 6 months time, it just came good. Not only did we see the rise in the revenue, but also in reputation, patient flow, business, and overall. So in just 6 months, we could see the difference that this decision had made. Now his greatness comes next. So, everybody was surprised when we took a decision, and, it was really my neck on the line that, if things go wrong, we could be really in trouble. So in the annual board meeting, as you know, Apollo is a joint venture between Apollo Hospital and Cadila. And in the annual board meeting, Apollo Hospital chairman, Dr. Reddy, who is chairman of the board of Apollo Hospital too. So he realized that without Mr. Modi's approval, I could not have taken that call. So he congratulated Shri Aya Modi, saying that you did a wonderful job, and because of your support, this is where we are today in terms of growth and progress and reputation in terms of this investment. So he was so humble, so nice. He said, I only don't know. Credit should go to this team. Credit should go to Dr. Manjul, but I was not, he just excused himself totally from the scene. He said, well, I was, busy doing stuff. I had no idea when the decision was taken. So basically, he tried to share the credit with the people down the line. But that was the greatness. And I think I would never forget the intuitive decision-making that he had. So go by the gut feeling and pursue that goal, and I'm sure you will succeed. So that was his vision. And if I could take one thing from his association I had with him, I think this is one association that I would like to carry forward in the roadmap that we should pursue for growth of Cadila. Thank you.
Amazing tribute, Dr. Manjul. Thank you for that. Can I ask Mr. Choksi, sir, what are your fondest memories of him?
I knew Modi Saab from 1995 and first joined Cadila Pharmaceuticals. And I will mention few of his qualities which are based today and which we impressed and which brought Cadila to this level. He was a man of discipline. When we had factory at Gudasar, which is old factory, people used to say, if you want to match your time or fix your watch, you see Modi Saab at 9 o'clock. When you enter the main gate, it is 9 o'clock, then you put your watch at 9 o'clock. That was the type of discipline which used to have. I had the opportunity to go with Modi Saab to Vaishno Devi, to Amarnath Yatras. And whenever we used to be there, suppose we have decided tomorrow morning at 4 a.m., we will start for Amarnath. Then he was ready at 3:45 or 3:50. I might have reached at 3:55, but he was ready at 3:45. And he said, let's go at 4 o'clock. The other thing was, whenever he used to arrange for meetings, he used to make sure that he is present before the meeting starts. Suppose meeting is 10 o'clock, he will be there in that room at 9:55. He may be alone, but he will be there at 9:55. And he expects others to join at 10. And if the meeting is from 10 to 11, we'll make sure that the meeting stops at 11 o'clock. So that other people, the idea was the other people might have fixed other meetings so they can do their jobs instead of waiting for this meeting. So to a man of discipline, simplicity, I will also mention 1 or 2 examples. I have lots to say about that, but he was a very simple man. And one of the days I was traveling to Ahmedabad to Delhi. He was also traveling from Ahmedabad to Delhi. Probably our flight time was slightly different. He might have reached 5 minutes earlier, and he saw me there on the airport. And he asked me, Choksi, have you arranged for a car? I said, yes, my car is also coming. In spite of that, he waited till my luggage was cleared, and we went together. And he said, you leave your car, we will go together in one car and go to the guest house and have lunch with us. So that was a type of, that was a quality of simplicity. Even though he was chairman, I was one of the employees, but he has respected that thing also. Well, he was also very kind to poor people, others also. I will give you an example. When we were coming back from Vaishno Devi to Jammu after finishing our puja. So there was one old lady and a child, they were crying beside the road. So he went and asked them what is the matter. They said, we do not have food since last 24 hours. So as everybody knows, who knows Modi Sahab here, whenever he goes out of Ahmedabad, he carries theplas and chutneys. So whatever theplas he was having in his bag, he just gave it to those poor people. And even I was also, it is a great job. It is a small action, but it is a great job to whatever he was supposed to eat for him, he distributed to those poor people. Then he was also a man of decision making. When we wanted to start Jammu project, I went to him to get his blessings. So he advised me one thing: Choksi, take decisions. It may be right or wrong. When you decide, you don't know whether it is right or wrong. But when you decide, you think that it is going to be right. If you don't take decisions, then how will you know it was wrong? And if you take, even if your decision is wrong, at least you will learn something out of it. He said out of 10, maybe 8 may be wrong decisions, but the 2 decisions will pay you off for those 8 wrong decisions. I have lots of memories, Modi Sahab. I think I will keep it limited to this only. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Choksi sir. Those lessons around discipline, simplicity, kind-heartedness, being decisive, I think are really lessons to emulate forever. Let me come to Dr. Yadav. Dr. Yadav, what would you like to reminisce about your association with Shri I.A. Modi? Dr. Yadav? You're on mute, sir.
Good. Now you can hear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very much. We're looking forward.
I'm very happy that you made a part of this deliberation today about our CMD, Chairman Indrabhadan Modi. First, I'm very happy that I'm associated with the university, which is named after him and his wife, Indrasil University. That comes like Indrasil comes from Indrabhadan and then Sil comes from Silaben. So I'm very happy that I'm associated with him and associated with this university. Second, he has from, as Dr. Bakules also said, the pharmaceutical education R&D, he established PERD. And it was his initiation that he started. And later on, our Indian government realized that we should have NIPER. The actual genesis, because I was a part of NIPER build-up. So I know its actual genesis was the PERD center what he established in Ahmedabad. So that he has seen the vision. If without government support, let us start ourselves. That was his vision. He started PERD. Then, NIPER followed. Now government realized we need more NIPER. So many NIPERs are there. One of my dream is that we can have Indrasil Pharmacy School in IU, and I'm trying to get approval. Once it happens, I'm sure that pharmacy college will start in our Indrasil University. Whenever I have interacted, one thing I noticed from him, the customer he considers like a god. If you consider God, then everything you will do. You will not cheat God, you will help God, whatever God wants to. So that kind of guts feeling he has for customers, which is like God. Many times when you discuss with me, you say, oh, this cost is coming like this. If it is reduce the cost, I can sell the product to the cheaper and I can see that our poor people get the benefit. Many times he will talk only this to me because he knew that kind of things I can do. And actually we did. The other dream we kept on talking was like, 2-aminobutanol we import. And, one time it was $3 a kilo and then ultimately went up. And now, it's almost close to $20 a kilo, 2-aminobutanol, which resolve and make the tuberculosis drug. So he has that somehow we can bring down the cost. Can we develop an alternative route for 2-aminobutanol? So whenever he will meet, he will talk about this. And actually it is there very much in our mind. So that he has that kind of things. Second, I think, that like he wanted continuous process at that time. Today people are talking continuous process. He has that, can we do continuous process rather than the batch processes so that we can work. And actually IICT initiated And 2-aminobutanol, we made it continuous, especially the crystallization and all those things. And we said the demonstration that it will help. But fortunately, we didn't go further. So, but by doing this, he immediately calculated with no time. He said, see, we get a byproduct when we do batch process. If the byproducts we reduce to 2%, this is my profit. Without any, I think without any calculator and all this, immediately he said this kind of profit will come. So that kind of things he has. The same thing, you know, how he just sulfolane, there's a problem. They got some impurity. Because of that, the quality did not pass. Actually, several tons was returned. And just happens to be that day, my birthday, and he called me and he said, this is the problem I'm facing. You come and wish you well. Then we discussed and we solved the problem. And immediately he called me back. He did not live there. And called me that I'm very thankful that he solved. The whole quality is now passed. So we are able to dispatch the material. So that kind of things, you know, immediately acknowledge with thanks. And I can, on the personal side, I can say, you know, my wife has a very severe backache problem. Okay. He somehow came to know, I never told him this. Then immediately he said, no, you so to bring next time and so to Apollo, my hospital. Then there's, I think Dr. Joshipura also said, and he said that it needs probably surgery. And then he was pleading to my wife that you should not go, done the surgery, let him go and to work, do his job. We will take care of you, my family and all those things. So somehow we convinced him that, okay, we will come next time and do. Now, of course, we got it done in Hyderabad. So that kind of helping attitude, I have not seen anybody, you know, doing such things. And, you know, many times he used to tell, you are my part of our family, like that kind of, you know, very, I have worked with many owners like Reddy Slab, Anji Reddy, the Parthasarthi Reddy. We used to have, but nobody had that heart to say the kind of our Modi Sahab said. So that's how, you know, when the university came on its name, let me tell you that, you know, I had a very good offer from the government also, but I left and came. That it is because it is associated with it. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm glad that I know him, and I wish that he should have lived a little longer. We lost a person, and I could say India lost a person. Otherwise, we could have gone, I don't know where he would have ended in the pharmaceutical area. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yadav, for that warm tribute to a wonderful person and businessman and a great human being as well. Before I move on, may I remind all our viewers that if you have any memories or any interactions that you want to share with us, please use the chat box. We will read them out later. With that, let me move on to Mr. Suresh Gupta ji. Gupta ji, how did Shri Modi inspire people? Tell us something about that.
Yeah, thank you, Samir, and actually thank you for asking me this specific question. I'm happy to ask me this. Because, you know, having worked along with him, you know, about more than 12 years together and closely interacted and closely observed his ways of encouraging and inspiring. In fact, I am the one who got best inspired with him, from him, best inspired. And I really, really thank him for that profusely. But his, you know, ways of inspiration, actually, if you ask, so simple, so matter-of-factly, and very easy for anybody to adopt and get inspired. When it comes to, you know, encouraging somebody to do sales, I think he will, whosoever it is, whether small, big, large business, whatever, and he will give challenges and to the people and go ahead. Anybody going to him with the decisions for that, go ahead. If you are confident, if you are comfortable, if you are convinced and you are committed that what you are asking for, you are going to actually do it and you are, you know, sure about it, go ahead. He'll give that decision. Like somebody was, Mr. Chokshi was telling that decision very quick. He will give. And when you go back to him after having, used that decision of his and achieving success, he will profusely appreciate. Is the one, tremendous appreciation. He'll pat you on your back and almost even hug you. And he will get up from his table and say, God, yes, so you have done it. That kind of inspiration. As I said, whether it's a small or a big business. I remember, Samir, I started my career in Kerala with a very small business that was herbal. And it was in a bad shape when I joined, but it was hardly 10-15 lakhs rupees of business and I started carrying on. But the ways we did it and under his guidance, and we followed that and we were successful, like selling on advance payment, no return, and all sorts kind of thing, liquidation. When this started happening in short time, I was amazed. I was new in the company and I am doing just 10-15 lakhs rupees of business. But he will hold my hand and he will take me, he'll say, come, I want you to come to this business and give them, a talk and tell them how you are succeeding. With that just 10-15 lakhs. Imagine, that was so inspirational for me that, going forward for whatever business I was doing, I was taking up, I had actually no reason to believe that if ever I will do any mistake, somebody will scold me. That kind of an inspiration he has provided that encouraged me to do more and more and more and more. And in fact, when it comes to sales achievement, budget after budget, month after month, that's a great learning from him. What it used to happen is that every month, when we close the sales, then the next day, all the business heads, HODs and all, we were supposed to present ourselves to the chairman. So we had to go to his cabin, all of us. So we will sit across his table and he'll come. So, yes, gentlemen, what happened? How was the performance? So those of us who would have done, say, 70%, 80% and, 60% even, as compared to those who would have done 98 or 97 or even 99, believe you me, 60-70 wala ko to he will only say, yaar, you guys are to kuch nahi hai, chodo, tumse kya baat karne. But the one who has done 98, 99, usko zabardast scolding. He'll say, what is this, yaar? Having reached to 98, 90, you couldn't do 100%. Maximum scolding he will give to those. So then his teaching was, that Baba, when you are in sales, target achievement means target achievement. Means even if you do 99.99% is not 100%. 100% means 100%. Believe you me, that was the greatest learning. And this is something which I spread across all my teams, all my members, and we believed that target karna hai to 100% karne ka. I think that's something very, very great learning, which goes along with us even till today. But comes to his personal, learning, like everybody is talking, very, very, his simple ways of inspiring with some good example by himself. So simple, so humble. Believe me, even when, we were in the office, in Bhatt office, we had a canteen. He as a chairperson, he is free and, to sit in his cabin and have his lunch. But whether it is summer, winter, rainy or whatever it is, believe you me, I have never seen him sitting in his cabin for his lunch. He will make it a point to go to the canteen, and there was a fixed table, the first table, where he will sit there and have lunch along with all the, the Cadila Bhatt employees. And while sitting over there, he will make sure that whosoever is coming, going, and he was near the, the gate that was there. So everybody entering, going out, he will wave, he will say, oh, sab theek hai na, all well. And even somebody had the freedom even to go and sit along with him, and if he has any concern, without any hesitation. Such a wonderful ways of his dealing. I also remember, I would certainly like to share one or two other, these things which gets inspired. We had our distributors meeting in Jaipur, and we requested him, sir, it will be good if you join us. And we were all from head office, our team. We planned to travel by train from Ahmedabad to Jaipur. And sir, obviously we expected him that he will reach there by air and all. Then the different department will make arrangement. But surprisingly, at the night when we had a train, at the 1 hour before or so, we came to know, okay, chairman sir, wahan pe aa rahe hai, railway station aa rahe hai hamare saath. Unka booking hua pada train. And we were there and we saw him coming in such a simple, ordinary person traveling with a water bottle in his hand and a small bag with khana packed in that bag, carrying like that. ऐसे वो simple से करते, and he came and he was traveling along with all of us in that train to Jaipur. It was unthinkable, unimaginable, and we were so happy. The entire team was so inspired. You know, one more, I said we had another meeting sometime in Kerala, and we requested him, sir, how my sir this. He again made it a point to come to, and he came up to Kerala, वहाँ पे Kerala में, Cochin, and we had a meeting there. So our local distributor over there, Mr. Pillai, he had made some arrangements as a, you know, as a host from there, and some little courtesies he had extended. But chairman spent 3 days there, and all of us we were together. But surprisingly, when we were to go back, chairman said, "No, I want to visit that distributor's house, pay my courtesy, and you know, since he was the host over there as a whole, I believe I must." And he made it a point to go to his house, distributor's house. He went there. He had a coconut water along with the family. What distributor of Sochor, even till today, he cannot forget that moments. And that has helped us build fantastic relations with our distributors. Fantastic relations. Much because of our chairman. It's such kind of gestures. We still today, and we have very old distributors who are with us. They remember such things. These are the ways he will actually, naturally, genuinely, inspire people. And lastly, the learnings and the inspiration we get from his own hard work, the kind of tremendous amount of hard. Now, we have never seen him, any day not coming to office at whatever age. Every day, first person to come to office, and of course, leave on time, strictly at that time. And then having that horse riding and that enthusiastic, that, every day, morning horse riding, evening horse riding. And that's really wonderful. You can't be left without getting inspired from him. नहीं काम करना है तो ऐसा meticulous तरीके से करने का, जैसे जो चीज़ बता रहे थे ना, that discipline and all those kind of friends. That's really, really, really wonderful. I have in my 12 years association with him only saw him once falling sick, only once, and that was when he went to Apollo Hospital and we didn't see. Unfortunately, that was the first time I saw him sick and going to hospital, and that was the last time I saw him not coming out of the hospital. And we lost him, unfortunately. And as I agree with Dr. Prasad, we lost him really, at a very unfortunate time. And his presence would have really been extremely, extremely inspirational for all of us. But nonetheless, his presence is always felt. A person like me who is inspired so much, every moment, every time, every month when we close, believe you me, when we pass out, there are chairmans, large pictures around. I thank the corporate communication, the teams to having done that, because when we close and we pass from that side after having achieved the sale, हम हाथ जोड़ के जरूर बोलते हैं कि सर हमारा टारगेट हो गया. So it's really wonderful. Thank you, Sumit. Thank you.
Thank you, Suresh. Sir, what wonderful anecdotes about, I think, focus, connection with people, really warm and close connection with people, and of course, hard work. I think values that have remained with us. Let me ask Bibi Suresh. Bibi, what do you think his leadership rules were?
Thank you, sir. It's my privilege to be, talking about the tallest leader I have come across in my life, Modi Sahab. I had this privilege of working with him for 16 years in my 25 years career. I joined November 96, and and I joined his office, chairman's office, and what do I say? I mean, he was tallest of the tallest leaders, and but yes, in my own humble way, I would want to share things that I learned, from him, and this actually, it bring out some of his traits, leadership traits, today, today all of you must have seen, the thoughtful quotes, daily quotes that comes, today it was a quote from Sri I. Modi himself, never compromise on hard hard work, determination, and faith. Actually, these defined Modi Sir and his persona. He, basically is to, as the predecessors have always spoken about, he's to lead by example. He's to lead by example. He is to say, we are in the prescription-driven business. There is no substitute for hard work. You have to keep at it. Just do it. We used to jokingly say that he could have easily represented he could have been the brand ambassador for Nike shoes. Just do it. He used to keep very frequently. We used to keep count of how many times he repeats this. Just do it. He would say, our business is to, keep at it. Never give up. Never lose faith. Keep persevere at whatever you try to set out. You set out to achieve. So so that and he used to inspire us by his own example. He used to say, and he used to practice what he used to preach. And I would want to narrate one instance. This was the day post Godhra riots. On 27th of February 2002. He, we were all blissfully unaware in Bhat and Golka, because the riots started happening only late evening of that day. And by the time, all our buses, Kerala corporate buses, they had dropped all its passenger and went and they were all, parked at the APMC plot, which is one of the nerve centers of the rioting that has started happening that night. In Juapur area. But, Modi Sir is Modi Sir, and I was responsible in those days for Green Channel, which was actually running this bus service for Kerala employees. So, he called me late night itself. He said that there's a lot of commotion there in and around the parking plot. I need the bus for tomorrow's use. So, I said, sir, everywhere there is curfew and all those things here. But he said, no, Suresh, I want you to come. I've just left the house. I'm coming to that place. But, he somehow ended up, you there used to be this circle, Sananta circle, which was to lead to this, to the parking plot. And, there was a young ACP, who refused to allow it because he recognized, Modi was very recognizable, there was a very visible personality in Ahmedabad. So he refused to live. And by the time I also reached, and he said, no, everybody respects me. People know me in that locality. I will have no problem. So by the time I reached, and I had already collected around 10-15 drivers. So with the police escort, he led it himself. He sat in the cabin of that police van, and led us to the parking plot. And that night, we removed all the around 22 odd buses from that parking plot, brought it to a safer place closer to the ring road, Satish Gandhi Nagar highway. And the next day, though we lost few hours, man-hours, because we had to communicate to the employees and they had to come to the new alternate place to board the buses. So, but we were the only company, only organization, thanks to his leadership and his initiative, we were up and running. We didn't even lose one man day post Godhra riots. Literally 1 month of rioting, things were not normal at all those days. But there is just one instance, which talks about his leadership, how he used to lead by example. He used to always tell me, because, I was very close to him. Somehow he caught my attention, and, and he used to always, and I traveled with him very frequently on a lot of trips, including overseas trips. He used to say, to be a leader, Sudesh, if you want to be a leader, you have to first develop a steadfast team around you. It was not always, for him, It was not. It was always about me and not about I. So he was always a participative kind of a leader. And he sort of had a lot of patience. And I know he had a lot of patience with people around him. He used to say, self transformation is a journey. It's not a time-bound goal. It's a journey, and it's not a time-bound goal. So I used to have a lot of patience and help people, correct courses, is to advise, is to admonish, is to redirect people. Is to keep saying, just do it. Then only you know whether you've done it rightly or wrongly. If you've done rightly, move ahead. If you've done wrongly, pause, course correct, move forward. I mean, these were something which especially Gupta and all others, Choksi Saab, all these people would know. He used to keep saying this, and what else? What do I say? He was a Karma Yogi to the last breath. I had this privilege of being in Apollo Hospital in his last hours of his existence. He was even in his bed. He was talking about Cadilla and what. He used to always say this. He used always to say this. Never see what has been done. Only see what has to be done. Has to be done. So that's what. Till the last day, till the last breath, Dr. Modi would vote for it. Baklesh Bhai would vote for it. He was only talking about Cadilla related matters and issues. He was that kind. So in conclusion, I don't want to say there's a lot of things I can go on and on, but unfortunately, for me, he was, everything. The tallest leader I've seen. I choke. I can't go on and on. But in conclusion, I can say one thing. In fact, a life lesson learned from having worked very closely with him. Become a possibilitarian. No matter how dark things seem to be or actually are, raise your sights and see possibilities. Always see them, for they are always there. I repeat again. Become a possibilitarian. No matter how dark things seem to be or actually are, raise your sights. See possibilities. Always see them, for they are always there. This is what defined and practiced by Modi sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I can't say much more.
Thank you, BV. I think amazing set of recollections about action orientation, about being positive, about being optimistic in the face of adversity, and about going on and doing what needs to be done. Let me just do a quick second round, first with Dr. Bakulesh. Dr. Bakulesh, if you had to give our audience one or two sentences that in your mind capture the essence of Shri I.A. Modi, will you please share that with us? Dr. Bakulesh, I think you're on mute, sir.
The greatest thing which he preached and practiced was be positive. He will always see a silver lining in failure. He was always positive. He will never think something negative. So that's the greatest one virtue which we all should imbibe.
Thank you, Dr. Bakulesh. Be positive. Dr. Yadav, what would you like to share?
It's so many things I like to say, but I can say one thing. He said, if you help around you, the people around you, that help will come to you in some form or other. So keep helping. That was one. And he said, persuasion is very important. And keep on pursuing the things, whatever you take up. 2. And 3 was, there is no substitute for hard work. And I think I have been following this. And that was, I would say that was inspired learning from him, I have continued, and still I'm continuing the same thing. In even a lockdown, I have not taken any leave, by the way.
Very inspirational compressed learning, sir. Mr. Choksi, would you like to share?
I will tell one thing. If one makes a mistake, don't hesitate to accept and improve on it.
Hesitate to accept and move on.
Don't hesitate, accept it and improve on it.
Accept it and improve on it. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Suresh Gupta, sir. आप बताएं. So you're on mute, sir.
Sorry.
No problem.
Am I audible now?
Yes, very clearly.
3 things. 1, adopt very simple, humble ways of dealing with your team as a leader to get the work done. Number 2, be determined to achieve the goal once you have set and do it 100%. And number 3, as it was on his table all the time, do not go with a problem, go with a solution.
So I'll just repeat that, whatever I said. Slogan read, are you part of a problem or solution?
Yes. It was there on his table, on this table.
Yeah, even to this day, it is on the table. Even to this day, that saying is on the
There on his
table.
table.
Yeah.
It was there, prominently placed.
Yeah.
Dr. Manjul, how about you?
Yeah, so I think I believe that his life is lesson for us. He lived a very uncomplicated life. I think 2 important qualities that I can recall, there may be more successful industrialists, there may be more successful business person, there may be more successful entrepreneurs in and around us. But 2 things which clearly stands him apart from the crowd was, highest standard of ethics and honesty to the core. I think these are the 2 things. And he is told that I have been cheated by so many people, so I don't care. But at least I want to remain honest. I think so. Highest standard of ethics and utmost honesty. I think these are the 2 things which will stand him apart from the crowd of so many people, successful people that we see around. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Manjul. BV, 1 or 2 sentences from your side.
I have a lot to say, but definitely, humble to core. I want to actually recount a instance. I was accompanying him with some delegates from Japan. They had come to celebrate the Foundation Day that year, and he was accompanying them. He was taking them actually on a tour to Taj Mahal. So it was a fairly big group, around 10-15 Japanese guests along with him. And so, I accompanied him. I and another colleague of mine accompanied him in this tour. So when we went to the Ahmedabad airport, see the humbleness and the division of, he believed in division of labor. It is always about we. It was never about I. When it comes to Sri Modi sir. He told me, Suresh, you're the youngest, so why don't you take the tickets, all the tickets, get the boarding passes for all of us. So I quickly collected the tickets and rushed to the boarding counter, and he was noticing, where this moment he saw that I have already collected all the boarding passes, and I was turning back, and as Suresh Gupta ji said, he used to travel very light. He used to have one small trolley, VIP trolley, 4 sets of his safari suit and his toiletries, and that's it, so I noticed that he picked my fairly little bigger bag than his. He picked my bag because he told me to take the boarding pass. So he picked my bag, the chairman, and I was at the time AGM in his department, in his office, is picking my bag. and rushing towards the boarding gates. And he was that humble. I mean, he believed. He didn't pause for thought about it. Oh, I'm the chairman. Somebody else should be doing all these things. Kind of thing. He was that humble to the core. These are all instances which endeared not just me, a whole lot of us who were around him. I mean, great personality. What do we say? The words are very few to describe such a tall leader.
Thank you so much, Bibi. I'm struck by the fact that one man's vision, 70 years back, also around the time of India's independence, laid the seeds for something so powerful and something so transformational in the country, and which has really made a difference. But more than that, through listening to all of you today, I've, really the picture of a man has come alive in front of me, fully in terms of, bringing alive words like inspirational, focus, people-oriented, a vision for India, a vision for the community, a vision for education, and a core sense of humility driving all interactions with people around him. So much so that, I never had the privilege of working with Sri Modi myself, but today I can confidently say that this image has come in alive of me. So I'd particularly like to thank all of you, Dr. Bakalesh, Dr. Yadav, Mr. Ramesh Choksi, Mr. Suresh Gupta, Mr. B.V. Suresh, Dr. Manjul Joshipura. Thank you so much for sharing all your reminiscences and all your experiences and anecdotes with Sri Modi. And I'm really grateful. And on behalf of our audience, I'd like to thank all of you for this wonderful interaction. Now, before we conclude, I'd like to request Pooja. I think she's got something special to share.
Thank you, Sameer sir. And thank you so much. This was a truly very, moving session. I'm very happy to say we have received hundreds of messages. There are around 1,100 people who have logged in as of now. And we have received so many messages from the viewers. I'm going to just read a few of them. There is Rudra Thakur. She's written, I really feel energized to know the path late Shri I.A. Modi sir followed, and the rest is history. We hope more success stories be shared to us, may help everyone grow in every sphere of life. Mr. Amit Jain has written, I feel I'm lucky to get a chance to meet Shri I.A. Modi sir on many occasions right from my induction in Cadila, where on my first interaction, Shri I.A. Modi sir had asked me to give my introduction. Dibya Parida has written, Happy 95th anniversary to the medicine man of India. Even if you are not with us today, your vision of providing high quality, affordable and innovative solutions in medicine and treatment will always be eternal and in our foresight. There's somebody from the field. We've had our colleagues who are working in the field also who have joined in. Soumendra Tiwari says, whenever we work in the field, most of the seniors always remember Modi sir. They say what a nice gem of a person he was, and we feel so proud of that. I will also, share a painting that has been done. There's a canvas oil painting that has been done by Mr. Bhalbhadra Singh in Dholka. Just sharing it for viewers. It is a beautiful painting. Thank you, Mr. Bhalbhadra Singh.
Really
this is
beautiful.
just for all our viewers. And yes.
That is really
Thank you. Yeah. And finally, a comment from Mr. Pradeep Singh, a real medicine man. He was a one-man army. It is inspirational how medicine boxes were packed by his wife so that deliveries could be done by him on a cycle. He fought tooth and nail to achieve approvals too. They enjoyed those days and turned them into wisdom and created such a huge conglomerate. Thank you to all our viewers who logged in and for all your comments, and to the speakers and Mr. Nagarajan. Thank you all.
Thank you. Great. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.